Hi everyone, welcome to the Nordschleifer. We're here at a very wet circuit, as you can see, here in AMS2 in the Porsche 992 GT3 Gen 2 car. Obviously all the talk this week in sim racing has been about iRacing's new weather system, the Tempest model, which is very cool, doing some really good things, but also AMS2 has always had a really good weather system as well. It's not to compare, it's just to say that AMS does have a really good weather system as well, so I'm going to check it out. I've only seen the iRacing stuff on the YouTube videos. I haven't played iRacing myself for many years. As you can see here, a few puddles building up there in pit lane. The rain's coming in a bit sideways. We've got a 30-minute session here, going to move from a storm, which is obviously worse than rain, light rain, and then overcast at the very end. So hopefully we'll see the track evolve a little bit. We'll jump back in the car here. We'll get ourselves going. A bit of standing water there through the pits. Also, real weather at the moment, or real time of year, so to speak. So we're in March, obviously still cool over in Europe. Track's only about 3 or 4 degrees, so it is a wee bit slippy. A bit hard to see because it's actually a little bit dark, to be honest. There are some puddles you can see forming up on the inside of the corners there. And you certainly can aquaplane and catch those puddles. Anybody who says that AMS doesn't simulate aquaplaning obviously hasn't played it. There we go. Hasn't played it recently. It certainly does simulate aquaplaning when you hit puddles. That's a bit of a lie if anybody says it doesn't happen. They certainly improved the wet tire model a couple of updates ago. Before that, it wasn't great, but I can't remember exactly which update that was. But they basically got the dry tires sorted out first, and then they updated the wet weather tires at some point after that. The wipers go faster. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And you have the wipers on slow, a bit like me. Make our way down the hill. Hear the puddles as well coming through the audio. See them on the inside of the track there. You certainly can catch him with your wheel. A bit wide there to avoid them. Let's change view here for a second. The grass is quite wet as well. And only just some small puddles there building up on the inside of some of those corners. As we go around, they will certainly get bigger. Well, maybe not so much in this session because we are moving towards a light rain as we go along, so they may dissipate a little bit. Certainly very intimidating driving in this sort of conditions. I think the headlights are on, are they? Yeah, there we go. I don't know if that's worse actually with the headlights on. Big puddle on the inside there, as it should be. You just heard the tyre just catch that. Big puddle on the inside there, building up off the grass there as well. Great thing with AMS as well, it does, when people run off the line and grab dirt and rubbish, it does get pulled onto the circuit. Avoid, again, different line there. We want to avoid the inside there. There's huge puddles. We're down the bottom part of the circuit now. But yeah, I did a race at Suzuka sometime last year, and one of the Degners that go underneath the bridge there at Suzuka was the same spot everyone kept going off, and a lot of dirt and muck got brought onto the track, and that was simulated in terms of the lack of grip when you go over all the rubbish and you visually see the dirt coming off. Oh, bit of an aquaplane there through the right hander. The card has got light. The sky getting a little bit lighter. A little bit of water there in the bottom of the carousel. And quite a bit of water actually offline there on the grass as well. There we go, caught another bit of puddle there. So again, aquaplane physics are definitely there. Oh, a bit wide on the grass there. Again, not saying this is better than iRacing or anything like that. I'm not trying to start any sort of wars, but AMS2 does simulate wet weather driving very well. Huge puddles on the right hand side there. And we're definitely getting lighter, which is good. Should be moving to the light rain phase probably at the start of the next lap. One thing I hope that well, even this game and iRacing can both do is actually improve the look of the rain. I don't think I think we've been blessed when you look at the CS. Oh, a huge puddle there on the left hand side. I think we've been blessed with Assetto Corsa with the work Ilia's done with CSP. And the rain, massive puddle there. The rain is absolutely fantastic, obviously in the original AC, and it looks realistic. Whereas this seems to be the same repeating pattern on the screen. I think iRacing looked, I don't know, fairly similar as well. The same repeating pattern of drops. Big puddle there on the inside of the carousel. So again, do have to adjust your line to avoid all these puddles. So yeah, if they can improve the actual look of the rain and make it a bit more realistic, that would be fantastic. Obviously, this change view here, got our virtual mirror. Obviously the spray's a lot better here on AMS2 than it is in iRacing. I noticed that's obviously work in progress. The amount of spray coming out off the car isn't great. I think it's the same for every car in every condition, so I'm sure they'll work on that at some point. It does make a big difference to obviously how much water's on track, how much spray's coming off. And the steer off there. Definitely getting lighter. Probably go to just regular wipers now. Still definitely wet tyre, obviously. Should be able to better now see some of the puddles that have been left on the circuit. And again, go through that puddle there, you feel the car understeer, like absolutely. So anybody who says I said that the physics aren't modelled on AMS2 correctly, it's just wrong, or they haven't played it recently. All the big puddles on the inside there, very hard to spot some of those obviously. I'm going to probably turn that off for the moment and watch the rain interact there with the windshield. AI on about 105%, I think, so no idea how our time will compare at all. Might just check in a minute when we get to a straight bit how our tyres are looking in terms of temperature. That's always the giveaway. AMS2 is the when to swap over from your wets to your dries. Huge puddle there. Going to go around a lot wider than you normally would. Yeah, temps are actually really good. Love the dash on the Porsche too. Not a huge fan of the Porsche, but I do like their the display unit. Up on the curve there, not good. Big understeer out of that corner as well. The front tyres still aren't quite up to temperature. A little puddle there we just caught. Avoid the big puddle there. Again, nice wide line at the bottom here, huge puddle on the inside there we don't want to catch. The rain is pretty much stopped now, I reckon. Well, actually no, a little bit of rain left. There's a light rain at the very most, which is what we asked for. The grass just a touch, don't want to do that too often. Sticking to the carousel there, a little bit of water running down the carousel. Big puddle there, we just grabbed the front left tyre. And again, just grab that, again, a little puddle on the right hand side there, just grab that front right tyre. In this section I have enough trouble with during the dry, so see how we go on the wet. Plenty of little puddles just off to the side. We're now well and truly moving towards overcast conditions now. Big respect to Dave Cameron. I saw him do one of the iRacing events at Nords this morning, and he accidentally had the TC off with his car the whole race. Still finished third, so that was a big effort. And I think only realised after he uploaded the video that he big puddle there. Yeah, had the TC off. Certainly not something you would do by choice, that's for sure. Again, run through that puddle there on purpose to show you that the car does actually react to the puddles. Especially now it's drying. Have a look at the second carousel. Big puddle there was to avoid that one. A little bit slippy through the big left, sorry, the big right-hander there. How much time we got left? Down to 13 minutes, so we should be moving into the final phase overcast in about 3 minutes. Tyre temps are still good, the fronts are actually quite cold. Looks like AI's done a 7:36. Hopefully those front tyres can warm up a little bit on this lap. We're starting to get a bit less rain happening. Still quite wet there in the first corner. The 7:21. And certainly some of the most fun I've had in sim racing is definitely in wet conditions here in AMS2. Obviously you can add the multiplier as well to it, so it can weather can come and go. I'm not still there through the puddle. The weather can come and go at a greater speed as well. We actually had a league race last year which was a bit of a mistake in how the weather was set up, but it made for a very interesting race. We had basically a 2-hour race where the multiplier was left on an incorrect setting, and we had the weather changing about every 14 or 15 minutes, which made for a very interesting evening as everyone tried to anticipate when the next change was coming, and it was at Spa of all places, so if you're stuck on the wrong part of the circuit when the weather changed, you were pretty much stuffed. So that was one of those nice errors that, you know, won't ever happen ever again. It's just the admins got a little bit wrong, but it was the same for everybody. But there's a cool feature I like with this, that you can sort of simulate 24-hour cycle of weather and day, night, and all the rest of it. And how are we going for fuel actually? You can see actually the water up on the hill there, where some spectators might normally sit. There's a lot of water just pooling on the side of the hills there. And that big puddle there is still there, that hasn't dried out yet. Some of the other smaller puddles that were there at the first couple of laps are started to go. Thank God that sideways rain is gone. That does make it very hard to see what you're doing. Will I try the iRacing again? You know what? I probably would at some point. I've just invested so much time and money with the R Factor 2 or Le Mans Ultimate or even AMS2. And a lot of it comes down to the online league racing. We run a couple of great leagues here in Oz and New Zealand. With AMS2, I really like driving with those guys, so I like the camaraderie with those groups, and that makes it fun as well, obviously. Having sort of organised league races. Let's try and run through this puddle here. Yep, lost all grip there. But yeah, so will we get an iRacing again one day? Probably yes. It's just a lot of investment in time, I suppose, as well, to start from scratch and build your license up, so that's a bit of a factor as well. And again, we hit that puddle and off she goes. There's those wet physics again. I'll say it's not a comparison at all to iRace. I haven't driven it, so I can't comment, but AMS2 has a very, very good weather system. Physics have improved out of sight, you know, on this sim over the last, especially 6 months. I know everyone's heard that many times before, but look, that's just the way it's been. The guys at Reza have listened to feedback and have updated the sim as it needs to, as they've learnt more about the Madness engine as well. They've learnt more, and they've learnt mistakes that they've made. They've been quite open in saying that. They've made mistakes and they've fixed them, so you can't ask for much more than that. It is a very good simulator. It just is. Yes, we all have our favourites. I'm still a R Factor 2 fanboy. Always have been. Oh, that big puddle. Like I said, for the community aspect of AMS2, I love it. Oh, as we spear off. So there we go, probably not a bad spot to leave that, bit of a prang there, but you can see how the track changes, different lines you got to take, the way that it reacts to the puddles. Really good fun, AMS2 in the wet. Us again, haven't driven iRacing once, I'm not going to comment on theirs, but that looks really cool as well from all the videos I've seen. Enjoy what you enjoy. They're both great simulators. Thanks for watching, take care.